Hey guys, Justin Campbell, Fairway Mortgage, 317-561-1051. It's Red Friday. Love these new shirts. Shout out to the Board Farmer's Wife for hooking us up with these awesome shirts. It's a great logo. It's our Stars and Stripes logo. Anyway, hey, I'm on location here today, and I'm standing out in front of a manufactured home. Now, to preface this manufactured home, it was just purchased at an auction, so it's not ready to be listed yet, but it does have a lot of features on this manufactured home that can come in clutch for us when we're trying to understand how to finance or what to look for as an agent when you're looking to list a manufactured home, or maybe you got a client that's looking to buy one, and common things to look for. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to get into it. Shout out to Brandon Sneath, A&B Homes, for allowing me the use of his property today. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to talk about is this porch right here, this deck. So with FHA financing, anything that with FHA financing, any manufactured home is going to require a structural engineer inspection to be done. Now, if we're talking about conventional manufactured home financing, what we would require is a structural engineer inspection if there are items or there are things that are attached to the house. So we want to look at this deck, and I can tell from down there it's floating, meaning it's not attached to the house for this one. So that's great. As we walk around the house, we'll come up here to this front steps. Definitely those we can tell easily are not attached at all. So good there. And then the last one, there is a rear deck as well. And we're going to want to check to, again, make sure, see if it's floating or not. And again, you can tell that it's floating because you would see this piece right here kind of going into if it was attached. So it's floating as well. So if you're financing conventional, based on that item alone, a structural engineer inspection would not be required. Now, another thing that we're looking for is HUD tags. So I have already walked around this property about 3 different times, and I have not seen any HUD tags present on the outside of the home. And so that there is going to require us to submit an IBTS report to verify the manufacturer and the model number of this home. Now, before I go inside and try and look to see if there's any HUD tags inside, let's take a quick look down here. So here is your attic, or not your attic, your crawl space access. And so there's a nice big spider right there. I don't know if you can see it, but we're not going to go inside there. But one thing I always like to do is just kind of look in there and kind of see. So as you can see, those pillars there, that's kind of what we're looking for. There's also a little bit of dampness on them. So definitely with the pillars, because they're not coated, they are going to need to be coated with a cement fiberglass reinforcement. Also with the dampness in there, I'm not sure if there's a vapor barrier, but one of those would be required, and also possibly a sump pump even to kind of stop the dampness from going into the actual house. So that's just a little bit about the outside of a few things that I look at for manufactured home financing. Now let's take a quick walk inside. So as we enter the side door of this house, we are going to be looking at we're actually greeted with the utility closet. And so typically in this area, this might be a location where you would look for the manufacturer's information. Sometimes it may be on the electrical panel. Maybe it's on the inside of the electrical panel. Obviously nothing's here. Sometimes there's a door covering this area here, and you may find it here as well. Just kind of doing a quick look around. I don't see anything here. So that means that we struck out. But there's 2 locations in which we may look. So that was the first one. And then as we come into the kitchen, second place that we may want to look would be right here. So underneath the kitchen cabinets, you can see this is exactly what we're looking for. So This tells us who the manufacturer is, where it was manufactured, the date of the manufacturer. It also tells us the HUD trailer numbers right here as well, and also the serial numbers. So this is a very important. This is awesome that this house still has it. Now, if I am the person that is buying this house to maybe flip it, and if I plan on maybe, redoing the cabinets, I'm going to save this cabinet, right? I'm going to do everything I can to save this piece, because if you remember from the outside, there was nothing on the outside, no HUD tags. So we kind of struck out with that. So we're still going to have to order the IBTS number, but we do have some information here, which is awesome. So that is just kind of a quick bit about the manufactured home HUD labels. Now, one other thing that we'll talk about, again, kind of as we look at this house. So as you look up here, this beam runs right down the middle of the house. This is almost 100% a telltale sign that the home is manufactured as well, because this is where the joint is from where the two houses came together, or the two halves joined together. Okay? So, all that being said, does look like the stuff is where we need it to be. So, yeah. So we have identified a few things for this manufactured home. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. 317-561-1051.